Manga-Waido.
My name is Haruhiro Kanzaki. I used to live with my parents and sister, and we were just like any other family. But when I was 10, my parents passed away in an accident, and ever since then, me and my sister have been living with our grandparents, but…
You guys aren't my family.
My sister Rumi has hated her grandparents ever since we first moved in with them. My mother's family has had strong-willed women for generations. My father was an intelligent person who usually did what my mother said. My grandmother, my mother's mother that is, was a rich entrepreneur. My grandfather, on the other hand, I'm a senior executive at Grandma's company, but it's basically just for show. I'm just some old man who can't do anything without your grandmother. He had a kind and peaceful personality, and he was the kind of person who didn't like getting into arguments. Apparently, grandmother was opposed to my parents' wedding at first. The reason was because my father lost his parents when he was young, and his older brother went astray and became a yakuza.
I'm not going to hand over my precious daughter to a family like that.
My mother didn't listen to Grandma, and she left their house and married Dad anyways. Ever since then, the two of them had basically cut ties, but…
Your father kept sending us pictures and letters to tell us about what was happening with your family.
Grandma is stubborn, but she started accepting your parents' marriage after your dad showed her kindness. That's when Grandma finally gave in and accepted their marriage, and that's when tragedy occurred. Grandma invited my parents to their house, but on their way there, they got into an accident and passed away.
If you guys had accepted their marriage from the start, this never would have happened!
To my sister, it was our grandparents' fault that our parents had died. But at first, they also hated my grandparents after what my sister had to say. But…
It's just as you say, Rumi. It's my fault. I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to fix things. And I'm going to take responsibility and take care of you two so that those two can rest in peace.
We're not going to ask for your forgiveness, but could you at least let us take you in and raise you? Before I knew it, I'd forgiven my grandparents thanks to their kindness towards us. But my sister never forgave them, even after growing up and years had passed. Since our grandmother was the CEO of a company, she was also rich. My sister used our grandmother's guilt to make her buy brand clothes, accessories, and makeup and stuff. One day, my sister even said this.
I want a motorcycle to go to school.
She was lying. What she actually did was modify the motorcycle Grandma bought her and join a gang. That's when my sister started to go astray. One day, Grandpa got mad at my sister for coming home late at night and…
Shut up, old man!
She started breaking the furniture around her and shouting at Grandpa, almost giving him a serious injury.
She's as stubborn as me, I guess.
Our grandmother had basically given up by then, and our grandfather no longer cautioned her for doing anything either. My sister started getting more and more out of hand, and eventually…
Do you know where Rumi is, Haruhiko? She stole some money belonging to the company I had in the house and left!
What? I panicked and called my sister and…
I'm gonna go to Tokyo and live with my boyfriend, and I'm gonna use his money to help us get settled here.
But wait! Rumi! My sister didn't answer any more of my calls. According to one of my sister's friends, my sister's boyfriend told her that he's going to go to Tokyo and become the #1 host at a host club. Rumi stole the money and left to support his dream of his.
This is my fault for spoiling her.
My grandmother was dejected, and ever since then, talking about my sister was a taboo. Not only that, but there were still more tragedies to come. Even my grandma got into an accident and passed away. First my parents and now Grandma? Is our family cursed or something? I was shocked and couldn't eat anything for several days. But my grandpa, who had just lost his partner, said, "You need to be by Grandma's side, Haruhiko. It may not seem like it, but she gets lonely easily." My grandpa stayed calm and took care of everything that had to be done after Grandma's death. I was surprised at first since Grandpa was always so quiet, but seeing him that made me realize just how reliable he was. Me and Grandma were busy preparing for this and that when suddenly someone we honestly weren't expecting came back to us. Rumi returned without telling us anything. Rumi? What do you want?
What, I can't say goodbye to Grandma?
It was the first time in years seeing my sister, and she now looked like a prostitute. There was a man I didn't know standing next to her as well. Who is this, Rumi?
My husband. We got married last year.
Huh? I was surprised to hear that my sister got married, but I was even more surprised with how this husband of hers looked. He had his hair dyed blonde, wore sloppy clothes, had a sharp gaze, and for some reason was missing several teeth. This old man's not gonna be a problem. They went in without our permission after Rumi's husband said something that didn't make sense. My sister and her husband sat like two slobs on our couch, so me and Grandpa sat across from him.
I was surprised when I heard that she died in a car accident. I guess this is what you call karma.
What?
Let's get to business. This is her will.
Her will? What's the meaning of this?
She contacted me before she passed away saying that after she died, she's gonna give me all of her property and even her company.
What? She didn't tell me anything about this. Grandma said that she was gonna give Haruhiko everything when she passed away. Huh? It was my first time hearing this, but now that I think of it, I guess there were hints. Grandma's been teaching me the basics of running a company from time to time ever since I took us in and we made up. It was also decided that I would join Grandma's company after I graduated from college. I did kind of feel that she wanted me to inherit her company someday, and I did my best to live up to their expectations, as a way of thanking them for taking us in and raising us.
Oh, she must have changed her mind then.
Grandpa took Grandma's will and read it. She's right, this is a holographic will. I'll have it checked first, of course, but it seems like the format is correct. No way! Grandpa sighed as if he had given up. It can't be helped. If this is what Grandma happened, then we have no choice. What are you saying, Grandpa?
Looks like you're a quick learner. Well then, take care of the paperwork for me, all right?
Wait, Rumi, why did you…
Don't ask me. I didn't decide that. That old hag did.
Rumi, you weren't like this when we were young. You weren't the kind of person who would steal from others.
Hey, let me tell you something. I never liked you, Haruhiro.
Huh?
I hated how you always sucked up to her grandparents so that they would like you. It made me feel disgusted. I'm not gonna let you get her money and company and find happiness.
Shouted my sister, her face twisted with greed. After that, Grandpa solemnly did the necessary paperwork. And when my sister arrived at our house again, I deposited her monetary property to her account. Here's the receipt. You should get it by the end of this week, said Grandpa, showing her proof that he had deposited the money.
We don't need you two anymore then.
What?
We'll take this house as well. You take this useless old man with you and leave, Haruhiko.
Damn it! Do I have no choice but to do what she says? I looked down in despair, but then Grandpa tapped my shoulder and whispered this to me. Just won't. I'll make sure she pays. What? Could you take a look at this before we leave, Rumi? Said my grandpa. Taking out an audio recorder, he pressed the play button and…
That's the plan then. If it goes well, both that old hag's money and company will be ours. That old hag is rich after all. I'm gonna steal all of it.
Huh? Does this mean that the will Rumi gave us was fake?
Give me that!
That's just a copy out of many. Do whatever you want. Oh, look at this video too.
All right, this is what I want the will to say. You're sure that you can make fake wills, right?
Of course! I run a handwriting proxy service after all. I'll make sure it's perfect as long as you give me money.
Oh, is that so? I'll leave it to you then. This is fake! You just made this up!
This is irrefutable proof that you hired a handwriting proxy service. I asked the store for cooperation and had them give me their security footage.
There's no way you can do something like that!
I can. I just had a little help from my family. Your family? Now that I think about it, I don't know anything about my grandfather's family other than us. Never told us anything about it. Have you heard of the Sakayama Foundation? The Sakayama family who runs it has been a political and economical giant ever since before the war. They're what you call fixers.
What are you trying to say?
My name before marrying your grandmother was Isamu Sakayama. My family has influence over every industry in this country. The handwriting proxy company you hired is just some petty criminal organization in the eyes of my family. Apparently, they gladly handed over their security footage when one of her men asked them for it.
What?
Before marrying your grandmother, I wanted you to work in the world of politics. But one day, I went to a party and met your mother, where I fell in love with her at first sight. Since Grandma was already a CEO at the time, she said it was impossible for her to marry me and join my family. Not only that, but she hated politicians who received dirty money. That's why I gave up being a politician, so that I could marry her. When Grandpa told me that he wanted to marry her, even if it meant having to give up his dreams, she gave in, and the two of them got married. Grandma didn't like Grandpa talking about his family, and apparently even my mother didn't know about it. So, did your parents oppose the marriage as well? Yep, but ultimately they accepted our marriage when they found out how I felt. Grandma saw the kind of person you really were, but she couldn't do anything since you were her granddaughter and she still loved you. She knew it wasn't enough being a CEO of a company if something like this happened. Which is why she asked me to use my family's influence if anything ever happened, even though she hated politics.
What? Then does that mean that you knew everything?
Yes. Sorry, but I'm not as kind as your grandmother. I don't trust anyone other than Grandma, Haruhiki, and the people from my family. You were taken off from that list ever since you left home with Grandma's money. This is bad, right, Ruby? That's why I gathered as much evidence as you as I could, even though you're my granddaughter. I made preparations just in case something like this ever happened. Oh, and by the way, the receipt I showed you earlier is fake. Not a single yen of Grandma's money was deposited in your account. You do her even now, don't you think? This is just some of the proof I gathered. Your husband is a thug who works for the Yakuza and has previously been arrested for the possession of illegal drugs. You deal drugs yourself, don't you?
This is fake!
You're still not gonna give up? You started planning on stealing Grandma's company and money as soon as you found out she died, didn't you? It looks like you're clever when it comes to crime, but luckily I already knew the kind of person you were and made the first move. I'd do anything to protect my wife's property. I could send you two to prison for the rest of your lives if I wanted.
We'll give up having the company and the money, so don't turn us into the police.
No. Although since you're my granddaughter, I won't do anything other than tell the police. My sister finally started crying when she heard Grandpa say this, and she was taken away by some men in black suits who had apparently been nearby. After that, my sister and her husband were arrested for the possession of drugs. I was sad seeing what my sister had become, but more than that, I was happy being able to feel just how much Grandpa loved Grandma. Grandma's company and money were safe, and things went back to being peaceful. I'm gonna make sure you grow up to become a good man. No, I'm not gonna become a good man because you tell me to. I'm gonna become a good man thanks to my own determination and hard work. I want you to watch over me always, though. That's the spirit. Both Grandma and your parents will be able to rest in peace now, I think, said Grandpa, showing me his usual kind of smile of his. After graduating from college, I joined Grandma's company just as planned, and started preparing to become the next CEO under Grandpa's guidance. Every day is tough, but I never forget how grateful I am for my grandparents. Watch over me, Mom, Dad, Grandma. I plan on living my life to the fullest so that when I pass away one day as well, and meet them again, I'll be able to greet them with my head held high. I'm Satoshi Akiyama. I work at a company that rents construction equipment. One of my senpais quit, and it was decided that I would take his place. So I came to the company that he was working with, Wide Create. I'll be in charge from today. My name is Akiyama. She's the person in charge of the purchase orders that I'm going to be working with, Miss Sito.
The person in charge before you was an idiot who couldn't even understand simple orders. And to be honest, I didn't like him very much.
I'm sorry about that.
You know that your company is going to suffer if we cut ties with you, right?
Yes?
Then you better do exactly what I tell you to do. Is that clear?
Yes, understood. Wide Create is a company that specializes in organizing outdoor exhibitions and events. Our company lends them cranes and aerial work platforms and stuff. My boss has told me to make sure that I don't cause any friction between us and them, our largest client, but we just met and already, I think this person is why Senpai quit. My senpai told me this before I took his place. This Miss Sito graduated from an elite college and was put in a position of responsibility at a young age, which is why she has a lot of confidence in herself. She also looks down on us for being subcontractors and often makes us do impossible tasks. It's just as senpai said. What happened after that, I already kind of expected. It was really difficult working with her. There's an event that's suddenly being arranged, so prepare your aerial work platforms by tomorrow. The performance was changed, so get different lighting. She kept making us do impossible tasks just like Senpai said she would. I asked my boss, Mr. Nishida, if we could turn down the things that were either physically or logistically impossible to do in time, but it's your job to do something about that, right? But it's already been decided that we're gonna lend the tripod LEDs to Manwa Construction. Wild Creator's our largest client. We can't do anything to not anger them. Yes, but just tell Manwa Construction to use other equipment or something and talk your way out of this. We can't just change one of our clients' orders because of our own interests. It will ruin our reputation. Fine, and convince Wild Create to use other equipment somehow. There are plenty of things you can do. I see. Just don't tell them you won't do it. I don't want there to be any trouble with them. But this is an order. Go and do something about this. I understand. It was an order, so I couldn't say no. I went to Wide Create and asked him to use different lighting for the event, but
We already told the event host that we would change the lighting. We can't just tell them we actually can't now, can we?
please,
Are you trying to ruin our reputation or something?
that's not the case.
If you don't prepare those LED tripods like I told you, we're gonna be cutting ties with your company.
No! All right, we'll prepare those lights for you. I'll go and talk to my boss about this. I went back to our office and asked Mr. Nishida what to do. It can't be helped. I'm gonna have to tell Manwa Constructions that our LED tripods have been damaged and ask them to use different ones instead. You can do that? You're young, so you probably don't know about it, but we've been working with Manwa Corporations for a long time as well, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Prepare those LED tripods for Wide Create, just like they want. I understand. Why didn't you just do that from the start? To be honest, I was pissed at Mr. Nishida. But apparently, he was in a dilemma of his own as well. A week later, Mr. Nishida collapsed and was hospitalized, and it was revealed that he had a serious illness. He wouldn't be coming back to work anytime soon. We don't have enough workers. What's gonna happen to this company? We were exhausted from having to work overtime almost every day and come to work on weekends. One day, I'm Koichiro Nizu, nice to meet you. An old man from our parent company came to our office. He doesn't seem very reliable, but we welcomed any extra help we could get. Mr. Nizu was a kind and polite person, just as his appearance suggested, and he was soon on good terms with everyone. He's even kind to me whenever I come back to the office exhausted after having to put up with Miss Sito at Wide Create. Atsukura-sama Disu. Is this client hard to work with? Thank you. Yes, that's just what you say. The person I work with today insulted me again today, saying stuff like, "You're too arrogant for a subcontractor." That does seem like a troublesome person. Should we go together next time? There are some people that become easier to deal with when an old man like me steps in. What? No, but you're busy with your own work, Mr. Nizu. I can't, but thank you for the offer. I see. Just know that you can ask me for help whenever you want. Yes, thank you. This is the first time anyone ever offered to go with me. If only I had a boss like this. Not only was Mr. Nizu a likable person, but he was also very good at his job. He secured a huge client for us only a few weeks after he joined. You're incredible, Mr. Nizu. No, it just so happened that what I offered and what they wanted aligned. I need to learn from you. I'm glad you think that way. I was motivated once again thanks to Mr. Nizu, but having to work with Miss Sito from Wide Create isn't any fun. That day, Miss Sito said that they wanted animal-shaped lightings for an event for children. We can lend you a maximum of 20 such lightings, each shaped like a panda or like a rabbit.
We need 40 considering the size of the venue.
Sorry, but we only have 20, so we can't prepare 40.
Then just buy new ones. You're such an idiot.
There are many of these going around, so we won't be able to obtain them in time for the event.
I've already told you this several times, right? Our company is well established in this industry. If we spread bad rumors about your company, the other companies in the industry would surely stop working with you as well. These aren't just threats. All I'm telling you is the truth.
That would be a problem for us.
See? If you understand, then do what I tell you.
Yes, we'll do something. Did something happen? They pushed another impossible task on me. I told Mr. Nizu about what happened and, I have a proposition. What? That's the next day.
What do you want? This better be important because I'm busy.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
Huh? I already know that, you idiot. That's why you called me here, right? It's your job to prepare 40 if I ask for 40, right, subcontractor? I have no intention of reducing the amount.
We're not really gonna reduce the amount. More that we're not gonna give you any.
Huh?
I'm sorry, but we won't be able to lend you a single piece of lighting. The request you're making of us is impossible, so please find another company. We're gonna be cutting ties with Wide Create from today.
So that's what you came to tell me. Did you think that saying that would make me change my mind and ask for only 20?
That's not what I was intending. We really are gonna be cutting ties with Wide Create.
Why you? Do you understand the position you're in? You're just a regular employee, right? Low-ranking, young, and...
It's just as you say.
You're going to cut ties with us, you say? This is why I hate working with idiots from subcontractor companies.
Excuse me, but it wasn't me who made this decision, but our CEO.
Huh?
Yes, this is all thanks to Mr. Nizu. He made this proposal to me yesterday. I see. Then what about this? Let's just cut ties with that company. Wait, does that? We'll stop working with them. Huh? Listening to our customers' needs is an important part of business. But in a business trade, both parties need to be equals. Otherwise, it's impossible to do work smoothly. And it's clear that Wide Create is treating us like we're their servants. But they're our largest client. What's gonna happen if we cut ties with them? What? They're not the only company that requires our services. We're businessmen. We'll just have to find another source of income. I see. A businessman likes to take risks and make difficult decisions. Sometimes, you mean? Yes. I understand. It's just as Mr. Nizo says. We aren't their servants. Cut ties with that company. Thank you. Just like that, I came to talk with Miss Cito today about cutting ties with Wide Create, with permission from the CEO.
Are you serious? Do you understand what's going to happen to you guys if we no longer hire you?
Yes, we do. But we can't continue doing business with someone who doesn't respect us.
Respect? We're the ones hiring you and not the other way around. What do you mean, respect?
Don't worry about us. Wide Create isn't our only client. I told you this already, but this was a decision approved by the CEO himself. The deal we made for the day after tomorrow will be our last one. Well then, after that, Miss Cito screamed things like, "You're gonna regret this," and "It's no use if you come crying back to us later on," but I didn't care. That was the last time I went to Wide Create's offices. Welcome back, how did it go? I told them we weren't gonna work with them from now on. Otsuka-sama! We probably won't have to deal with them anymore. Yep, I feel so refreshed. But it's true that Wide Create was our largest client. The hard part is yet to come. Of course! That's the spirit! Alright, time to find some new clients then. After that, me and Mr. Nizu worked to find new clients. Although there were only small-scale contracts, we steadily obtained more and more. But that isn't enough to fill the gap left by Wide Create. That's when Mr. Nizu found out that a medium-sized rental company, A Corporations, was gonna be shutting down. We went to A Corporation's old clients and offered our services, and we managed to make contracts with 3 large firms. We did it, Mr. Nizu! It's thanks to your passionate business proposals. Nice job, you two. Thanks, CEO. To be honest, I was a little worried about what might happen after we cut ties with Wide Create, but it looks like things are gonna be alright. Yeah, sorry for causing the company trouble. No, you did the right thing. I'm expecting big things from you two. Yes! After 3 months, sales were better than they had ever been, and I was commended by the CEO myself for my efforts. Things were going well for me, when one day, Miss Cito came to our office with her boss and, "We'd appreciate it if you would start working with us again." What's the meaning of that exactly? I heard that things weren't going well with the new rental company you guys found. It embarrasses me to say it, but yes, it's just as you say. But it's gonna be a problem for us if we start working with Wide Create and you start pushing impossible tasks on us again. Impossible tasks? But I heard that you guys just canceled the contracts with us out of nowhere. Oh, it looks like she didn't tell you then. I explained to him carefully what happened between me and Miss Cito. Cito, this is completely different to what you told me.
No, that's...
We're so sorry. We're going to discharge you from this position, so please.
What? What did I do?
What do you mean, what did you do? Because of you, our business has started going poorly.
But...
We won't let her have anything to do with your company anymore. I'll take charge of the dealing between us from now on, so please. That's when our CEO came out. He said that we'll start working with Wide Create again on the conditions that they're never gonna push impossible tasks on us or look down on us as being subcontractors again. Apparently, Miss Cito really was discharged from her position, and we never heard from her again. It's only a rumor, but I heard that Miss Cito was made to work on site like a part-time worker and eventually quit because she couldn't take it. Is that so? Where'd you hear that, Mr. Nizu? I just so happened to overhear it. This industry is smaller than you think, Mr. Akiyama. You must have an incredible information network. After that, our company hired new employees, and even Mr. Nishida returned. So, Mr. Nizo returned to our parent company. It was an honor being able to work with you, Mr. Nizo. I don't know where I'd be right now if you hadn't pushed me to cut ties with Y Create then. Haha, I didn't do that much, you know. I just have more experience because I'm old. I want to become someone as reliable as you, Mr. Nizo. Oh, it looks like you've gotten better at flattery. That means you've gotten better at being a businessman as well. I'll be happy if that's true, but you should be fine working under Mr. Nishida from now on. Yes, I think I'll now be able to tell him what I think from now on. Wait, why does Mr. Nizo know about Mr. Nishida? Goodbye then, Akiyama. Take care of yourself. I have high expectations of you. I'll do my best. I keep working hard even now that Mr. Nizo is gone. My goal is to become a kind and reliable man, just like Mr. Nizo. I'll do my best again today. No, I'm not going to accept this marriage. What don't you like so much about me? Everything! I'm not going to give Mayu to a man like you. I'm Ryunosuke Tsuji. I've come to my girlfriend's house asking for her parents' permission for our marriage, but Mayu's father's stance was like this from the start. I had a bit of investigation done on your past. Apparently you worked in a host club back in college. Yes, my mother was hospitalized and I had to earn the money for my tuition and for my living expenses myself. My mother was a single mother and she was hospitalized due to an illness when I was a sophomore in college. I had to come up with the money for our living expenses, my mother's hospitalization fees, my own tuition, and my sister's cram school fees all on my own. That's what my friend Takuma Yano said. Then work at our shop! What kind of shop? It's a host club. A host club? If you're good at it, you could earn 300,000 yen per month. Wow, I wonder if I'll be able to do it though. You're likable and good at talking to people. Not just that, but you look good too. Really? Well, I've been thinking that you'd be a good host of one of these clubs for quite some time. According to Takuma, hosts get a guaranteed salary for a few months, even if they don't get any customers. I decided to give it a go. Luckily, a few people started asking for me regularly by my second month, and since then I've been able to earn the money that I needed. I worked at the host club for a year and a half until my mother got better and was discharged from the hospital. Once I graduated college, I got a job at a real estate company. It was after graduating that I met Mayu as well. Apparently you and Mayu met by chance in the streets. Yes, she was lost and I showed her the way. Huh, it doesn't matter. Don't you just talk to her because you knew she was the only daughter of the main Suzuhara family? It's something that a sleazy host like you would do. That's not the case. Me and Mahu meeting each other then really was a coincidence. She was lost and I showed her the way.
I want to thank you, so could you give me your contact information?
She told me afterwards. Don't worry about it.
Yes, but I want to thank you.
All right, then. Oh, that badge you're wearing means you work at Suzuhara Construction, right?
Yes.
I work in the real estate business. I'll be glad if you gave us a call if you're in search of land, I said and handed her my name tag. We started working together after that and grew closer. And we eventually started meeting each other in private. You can ask Mayu yourself. Me and Mayu meeting then and there really was just a coincidence. I don't want to hear your excuses. There's no way I'm going to believe what someone who used to work at a host club says. You said that you had to earn money since your mother was hospitalized, but I bet that you just wanted to have some fun with women. That's not the case. You're not fit for Mayu, and that's final. Leave! Understood. I'll leave for today, but I'm gonna do my best to make you accept our marriage from now on. After that, I would pick up Mayu at her house and drop her off before it got dark as a way to show honesty.
What? We can't go to an onsen?
Yep. Your dad would get mad if we stayed somewhere overnight before we got married.
Who cares what he says?
I want your dad to trust me. Sorry, but I need you to be patient. I also did my best to meet Mayu's father as much as possible. This is a souvenir father-in-law. I heard from Mayu that you like the sake that they make in that region. Are you trying to get me in a good mood with this? This is why I hate lonely people like you. I don't want it. I don't want to even look at the face of a host. Go home! I didn't give up and continued trying to gain his trust. But a year passed and not much had changed. Did your father eat the souvenir I gave him?
No, sorry. I threw it in the trash saying I don't need cheap things like this.
I see. I guess I'm just not good enough.
That's not true. Recently, my dad's been in a good mood since things are going well at his job. I think he might finally accept you if you approach him now, so why not try again?
But if he just tells me to go home again?
You don't want to marry me, Ryosuke?
No! I want to get married with you as soon as possible.
Then ask him for his permission one more time.
You're right. I'll make sure he accepts our marriage the next time I try, I thought to myself. But then I went to Mayu's house. Ha! Did you think that you managed to change my mind ever since you started coming a year ago? Someone who used to work in a host club surely spends time with other women. I'm not gonna let you marry her. I didn't have a girlfriend when I used to work there, and Mayu's the only one I love. You say that, but you're just after our money, aren't you? I'm the CEO of a major construction company that was started by my grandfather after all. I love Mayu as a person. I don't care about any of that. I'm sure once you two get married, you'll stop pretending and start cheating on my daughter. Just leave this man already, Mayu. It didn't work. Then, Mayu, you have to convince...
Yup, it's just as you say, Dad.
Huh?
To be honest, I'm disappointed that you couldn't convince my father to let us get married even after a year.
Mayu.
I fell in love with you since you were kind and handsome, but like my father says, there's a new way you can trust someone who used to work at a host club.
Exactly, so you finally understand, Mayu.
I don't want to wait until you cheat on me, so I'm breaking up with you.
But you gotta be kidding me. Are you serious?
Yep, I'm canceling our marriage. Bye.
That's my daughter. You heard her, scum. Leave. Don't come to our house ever again. Is this a nightmare? All I could do was stand there in shock. And I left her house just like they told me to. After that, I tried contacting Mayu, but apparently she had blocked me and I was now unable to contact her at all. Why? She told me she loved me. Damn it! What a shitty woman! Drink! All you need to do today is drink and forget. But Takuma, I really loved her and did my best to get her father to accept me, but aren't you glad you found out sooner or later? Found out what? She's the kind of woman who would cancel her marriage just because her father said so. She didn't really love you. I wonder if that's the case. Yes! If she really loved you, she would have married you even if her parents cut ties with her for doing so. She didn't actually love you. You're so direct. Sorry, I lie to my customers to make them happy, but I never like to be friends. Takuma, you wouldn't have been able to start a good family with her even if you did marry her. You're right. That asshole father of hers would probably have kept bothering us at any chance he got. Yup, you're handsome and a good person as well, so it won't be hard for you to find another woman. You're a good guy, Takuma. I already knew that, though. Why don't you just marry me instead? Looks like you're alright if you can still joke like that. Call me anytime if there's anything you want to complain about. I'll let you cry me out whatever. Takuma. After that, I started focusing on work thanks to Takuma cheering me up. I recovered bit by bit from what happened with Mayu. One day, after around a year had passed, Takuma told me about how he was planning on starting his own business. He wanted me to find some place to start his business, so I used every resource I had at my disposal to find a place that met his needs. Takuma started recommending me to his associates, and thanks to him, I've been getting a lot of clients. I was even able to get the most sales in a month out of all the employees. This is thanks to you, Takuma. Thank you so much. No, I'm the one who should be thanking you for showing me such a great place to start my business. I completely forgot about Mayu now that I'm focused on work. That's good to hear. Oh, that reminds me. Do you remember Mizuno? Mizuno? Oh, she was one of my customers when I worked at the host club. The one who wore tons of rings. Yup, she says she wants to tear down her vacation home and turn it into a fancy hotel. I guess rich people really do live in a different world as us. Yeah, apparently she can't decide which construction company to hire for the job. Could you help her out? Oh, if that's the case, then why don't we host a competition at my company? Okay, I'll tell Mizuno about it. I'm counting on it. This is my name card. Give it to Mizuno. After that, I got an official request from Mizuno, and it was decided that we would hold a competition. I made advertisements for the competition, and several companies applied, but Ugh, it's Suzuhara Construction. That's Mayu's father's company. One of them had my ex-girlfriend Mayu's last name. I don't want to have anything to do with the two of them. I guess it can't be helped though, since this is my job. I released the specifics of the competition, and it seems that Mayu found out that I was the host. She and her father brazenly came to our office without an appointment.
Hi, Ryosuke. Long time no see. Are you doing well?
Yeah, long time no see. You're the host, huh, Ryunosuke? This must be what they call fate. Oh, what do you mean exactly? Could you ask Miss Ino to let us do the job? So you want me to favor you guys? That would be unfair, so no. Don't be so cold. You see, business has been going poorly recently, so please, there must be some reason fate brought us back together.
I'm counting on you too.
Me and Mayu have nothing to do with each other anymore. Besides, how could you just ask favors of someone you insulted so much so shamelessly? Why don't we just forget about the past,
Yep.
I know. Here, have this. I thought you and your family could use the money. Your family is poor, right? What is this? Consider it a gift! Please accept it. So you're trying to bribe me? This is why I hate lowly people like you. What did you say? That's what you told me when I gave you a gift myself, right? Please stop trying to bribe me. The competition is gonna be a fair one. Messina was the one who's gonna decide the winner. So, if you want to win, you'll just have to do your best just like everyone else. You? I tried being nice with you and you get all cocky. I see. If you cause a commotion here, you won't be able to participate in the competition at all. Are you sure that's what you want? Gah! I told them and they went home biting their lips, trying not to start shouting at me. After that, the competition was won by another construction company, meaning that Suzuhara Construction didn't get the job. The plan made by White Construction was a good one. Ms. Ino made the right choice, I think. But the day after the results were announced, Mayu barged into our office.
Why didn't you tell Miss Ino to pick us?
Help! Someone call security!
And to think that I was even willing to marry you if you helped us.
The police is fine too. Please call someone to get rid of this woman immediately.
Listen to me!
Apparently, Mayu made a commotion even in the security room and was taken away by the police. I don't know whether it's because rumors spread about this incident, but Mayu's father's company started going on a downward spiral and was eventually bought by a rival company. Apparently, both Mayu and her father now work for this rival company as regular employees with regular salaries. You made a mistake again, Mr. Suzuhara. Jesus, if you got no motivation, then just quit. I'll fix it immediately. Please forgive me.
You're so slow. You'll never finish at that rate.
Sorry.
If you got the time to cry, then do your job. You're so useless, Mayu.
I had an acquaintance in the rival company that bought Suzuhara Construction, which is why I was able to find out what happened after that. They got what they deserved, don't you think? Thanks to an introduction from Takuma, I was able to find a new girlfriend. I just recently met her father, but I can tell he's a friendly man, and we've even made a promise to go fishing this weekend already. I guess what a guy needs the most is a friend he can rely on. I'm gonna make sure that this time, it's gonna be a happy marriage.
My name is Ai Morishita. I'm the only daughter of the owner of the Morishita restaurant.
Hey, Ai, what's up?
Oh, hey, Mr. Togo. Welcome.
Give me the ginger and pork special, would ya?
Coming right up. We've been able to do brisk business all these years thanks to all the regular customers. But this chain-type restaurant opened nearby and everybody started flocking there and our monthly income dropped drastically.
Not a very good month.
Yes, I know. What should we do? Hey, why don't we try a takeout service? We could sell lunch boxes.
Huh? Takeout?
Yeah, we could put a little stand out in front and sell various lunch combos.
Yeah, most of our customers were office workers that work nearby. So if a percentage of them would buy our takeouts, we could recoup of profits.
I thought about doing that in the past, so maybe this is a good opportunity.
Okay then, let's give it a go!
We talked over the various ingredients and sold it for a reasonable sum. And what do you know? It was a big hit with the customers. What's more, the lunchboxes were so good that the customers started coming in the evenings.
So glad we listened to you, Ai. Good job!
If you have any more good ideas, you let us know.
Then, one day, welcome! Please come in.
Young lady, would you mind serving me just white rice?
Well, we don't have a problem with that, but are you sure you're okay with just rice?
Yeah, well, I don't have much money. I was working as an accountant, but I had my back and lost my job, so...
I see. Can you hold on for a moment, sir? Okay, sir. Here you are. Enjoy.
I only asked for rice. I didn't order all this.
I just cooked something as trial for our lunch menu. Could you try it and give us your opinion?
But I can't pay for all of it.
Oh, just pay for the rice, sir. Don't worry about the rest. It's just a sample. Tears welled up in the older man's eyes, and he took a bite of the food that I served him.
Wow, this is delicious! I haven't had such a tasty meal in a long time. I really appreciate this, young lady. I'm very grateful.
Please, like I said, it's only a sample. Please come again anytime. The old man's name was Mr. Igarashi, and after that day, he started coming to the shop on a regular basis. Apparently, he got a job as a janitor, and the next time he came, he was able to order from the regular menu. Each time he finished, he never failed to praise the meal that he had. Whenever I see Mr. Igarashi smile, I can't help but be so happy for him. One day...
Hey, how are ya?
Oh, hi, Mr. Togo. I'm so sorry, but we're full up now.
Hey, mister. If you don't mind sitting with an old geezer like me, you're welcome at this table. Oh, hey, thanks, mister. Oh, hey, what are you doing here, Mr. Igarashi? Hey, Togo, what's up? What are you doing here? It's been a while, hasn't it? Are you alone? Where are the others? Yeah, well, it's a long story. I'm all alone now. I see. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked.
Are you and Mr. Togo friends?
Yeah, we've known each other for some time. Hey, Togo, do you live nearby? I have a little handyman shop around the corner. Oh yeah? That sounds interesting.
That's right. Mr. Togo is indispensable to this community. Mr. Togo is so kind. Everyone loves him.
Come on, Oi, please stop. This is embarrassing. You've really come a long way, Togo.
Our little takeout business was going smoothly, but that didn't last for long. One day, a troublesome customer came into our shop. This person, Haruki Nako, worked at a big office building in front of the main station. In the beginning, he was one of the many customers that bought our lunches, but on his third or so visits here, he asked me,
Thanks for the delicious lunches every day. Do you personally make them?
Yes, I make them with my mom and dad.
I see. These lunches are so delicious. I almost want to eat them every day.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Okay, I'll stop by again.
We'll be here. Thanks for stopping by. At that time, I thought he was just a nice guy. But when Mr. Nako showed up the next time...
I saw these flowers in the shop down the street and thought,
Excuse me, is that from me?
if you like, maybe you can just display it in the shop or something.
I really shouldn't accept such expensive flowers.
Come on, I bought them for you. I thought these flowers would be perfect for you. I won't take a no for an answer.
Mr. Nakao had no intention of leaving until I accepted the flowers. Okay, I'll accept them. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just as I thought. Those flowers suit you. Okay then, see you again.
I'm not so sure about this guy. I was right about this guy. He is kinda strange. From that day on, he stopped by practically every day and brought one gift or another, like candy and even jewelry.
This is a Chanel necklace. I thought it would be great on you.
Please, I can't accept such an expensive gift.
Come on, don't say that. Put it on.
No, I really can't. You don't need to bring me any more gifts, please.
What? What are you saying? We vowed to be together forever.
Pardon me? What are you talking about?
I gave you those flowers. They were roses, and roses mean true love. And if you had counted them, there were 9, which signifies eternal love and shows that you want to spend the rest of your life with me.
Seriously?
That was a marriage proposal, and you accepted.
Please, that was not my intention.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have a meeting at 1 p.m. I better get back to the office. I'll stop by again.
With that, he hurried off. Oh boy, what am I going to do? I bet he'll be here tomorrow too. I must have really looked troubled as I walked back into the shop. As I entered, Mr. Igarashi looked up and saw my face.
What's wrong? Did something happen? What's the matter, Ai? You look white as a ghost.
Really? It's really nothing.
I heard someone talking to you. Was he the reason you're troubled?
Well, to be honest, that guy comes by every day and he's an annoyance.
I would help, but I can't very well hang out here all day and act as your bodyguard as much as I'd like to. I got work after all.
Yeah, I know, sorry. I shouldn't have even mentioned it. It's my fault. I accepted those flowers from him. It's my responsibility. I'll take care of it.
If you don't mind me, I'll look after the shop.
You would do that?
I finish work before noon, so I'm free practically all afternoon. I have nothing to do.
But I couldn't ask you to do that.
Sounds like a good idea to me. Mr. Igarashi is free, and plus he could use some part-time work, and it'll ease the burden on you and your folks too. A win-win if you ask me.
Actually, what he said is true. My folks have been working non-stop for years, never taking a day off.
The lunches are a set price, all tax included, so no real calculations to worry about. I can handle it no problem. What do you say? Besides, there'll be a good chance for me to pay you back for your kindness.
Yeah, okay. Let me talk to my mom and dad. I talked to my folks about the suggestion, and they were all for it. So we figured we'd have Mr. Igarashi sell lunchboxes outside for 2 hours every day. I'm so sorry for this, but I'm truly grateful. If you get tired or anything, just give me a holler and we can switch, okay?
Don't worry about it. I used to sell fried noodles at the festivals when I was young. I bet I'll sell them all.
The following day, Mr. Igarashi stood outside of the shop from noon to 2 p.m. and sold our lunchboxes. I bet you anything Mr. Nakao will stop by again today. I hope he doesn't get angry or anything. As I was cautiously peeking out from the shop, Mr. Nakao showed up right on time. He immediately saw that I was not the one selling lunchboxes today.
What the hell is this? An old geezer today?
He sneered and left without buying a lunchbox. He came every day after that, but seeing Mr. Igarashi standing outside, he left right away. I just pray he gives up. I figured after a week he would give up, but I was totally wrong. He's apparently not the type to give up so easily. Then one day...
Hey, you old geezer! You really think I'm gonna eat a meal you prepared? Get that girl out here right this minute, Grams! I'm sorry, sir. She's in the kitchen cooking now. I don't have time to haggle with an old-timer like you! Get her out here right now!
Mr. Igarashi told me to never come out when Mr. Nakao was here, but I was worried sick. I peeked out of the kitchen window and looked towards Mr. Igarashi as he confronted Mr. Nakao. He winked at me, signaling to me that everything was fine.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm responsible for the lunchbox sales today. But if you're not going to buy anything, can I ask you to leave, sir? Don't give me that crap! I said call her! Now! I'm sorry, sir. I can't do that. If I do, there will be nobody here to mind the store. Just do it, Gramps! Do you realize who I am? I'm her fiancé! We're getting married!
What the hell was wrong with that guy? He doesn't even know my name, for God's sake. His fiancé? He's totally nuts! This guy was really starting to creep me out.
I said get her, or get the hell out of my way, you old geezer! Oh.
I rushed out in a hurry, but right at that moment...
What the hell are you doing to the old man, you idiot?
Oh my God, is that Mr. Togo?
Holy crap. Who the hell? Hey, you okay, Mr. Igarashi? It's fine, nothing broken. What the hell is your problem, mister? You like pushing helpless old men around?
After being confronted by Mr. Togo, Mr. Nakao cowered away from him like a frightened dog. But then, he seemed to regain his composure.
What's it to you, mister? This has nothing to do with you! Nothing to do with him? He's like a father to me! I don't give a damn! Just so you know, I'm an expert in karate! This is what happens to you, you buffoon!
Nakao kicked the shop sign with all his might. That jerk! That's it. I've had it with this jackass! I was just about to step outside and confront the half-wit once and for all when... what the... I was shocked at what I was seeing in front of my eyes. That face on Mr. Igarashi was one I had never seen before. He was glaring at Mr. Nako.
Hey, jackass. Who the hell do you think you are, punk? You still want more, you geezer? I don't care what you do to me, you little punk. But you mess with this shop? That's unforgivable! Oh man, you picked the wrong guy to mess with. Mr. Igarashi was quite well known as a fierce martial artist when he was with the Waido organization. What do you mean, organization? Yeah, well, Mr. Igarashi has always been forthright even with his enemies. He'll give you the option of being buried in the mountains or the sea. Take your pick, mister. No way the old geezer is. Forget that, you punk. What I want to know is, what are you gonna do about this shop sign you ruined?
Nako was shaking like a leaf, hardly able to stand.
Please forgive me. I didn't mean anything. It was a simple mistake. An apology is not quite adequate. Show a little more gratitude, would you, punk? I'll pay for it all, so please forgive me.
He pulled out his wallet and paid for the damages and took off like a scared rabbit.
Don't ever show your face here again, punk. I guess he didn't hear that. Oh well.
Are you okay, Mr. Igarashi? You're not hurt, are you?
Oh hey, no problem, I'm fine. Don't worry about Mr. Igarashi. That was kid stuff compared to what he was up against in the past. Come on, Togo, let's not bring up the past. You gave me your word.
I'm so sorry. This was all my fault.
This is none of your fault. It was all that jackass that was in the wrong. He's to blame. That's right, That guy will never show his face there again after that. Mr. Igarashi made sure of that.
You mentioned an organization, which means you two are.
Well, we'll leave that up to you, but I think you already know. Sorry we didn't say anything. If customers knew what kind of people we were, they wouldn't come here, right? Yeah, maybe we shouldn't show our faces here anymore.
No, please don't do that. I want you two to continue coming here. I owe you for what you did for me.
Are you sure about that,
Of course you two are precious customers. How could I refuse to serve you? After that incident, Mr. Igarashi and Mr. Togo continued to come to the shop as if nothing had happened. As for Nako, he never showed his face to the shop ever again. Boy, I'm so glad that guy no longer shows up here. Everything is back to normal.
If you run into trouble again, just let me know. I'll help any way I can.
Thank you so much, Mr. Igarashi. That's reassuring.
Hey, that guy, Nanako! I heard he got arrested.
What? Really?
Yeah, apparently he was bothering the daughter of that flower shop near the station. I heard he was arrested for stalking her or something.
Wow, I can't believe it.
As usual, you will always the first to get info like that. Well, it's my job in a way. But I have to say, you were lucky to get away from that weirdo, huh?
Yeah, you could say that again. I can't thank Mr. Igarashi enough.
If some weirdo shows up again, you'll give me a holler now, You got that?
I sure will, Mr. Igarashi. You're my guardian angel. Mr. Igarashi is normally just a nice old man, but when push comes to shove, he can be pretty scary. When I get married someday, I hope it's someone like Mr. Igarashi. But I don't even have a boyfriend, so that's not gonna happen anytime soon. All I have is this shop. I have to take over from my folks someday, so I better get to work!
My name is Kenichi Mitsui. I was going home from my part-time job with my senpai one day when we saw a woman who was looking ill. Look, is she drunk? Are you alright? She looked at us when I asked her if she was alright and her face was pale. What's the matter? You okay?
I think I drank too much alcohol.
Come on, why don't you rest on those benches?
Sorry.
Sit here. I'll go and get some water.
Thank you.
Yeah, looks like she's fine. Anyways, I'm busy, so I gotta go. Sorry. Oh, okay. Asuka-sama desu? Yep, see you later. I stayed by the woman's side for a while and she started looking better. So I escorted her to the station and we went home.
Thank you. My name is Maiko Yamaguchi. I'd like to thank you, so could you give me your contact information?
What? Oh, it's fine. No need to thank me.
I'm not fine with it, though. You even brought me water after all.
She insisted, so I gave her my contact information and we went our own ways from there. 2 days later, I got a text from Maiko.
I want to thank you, so can we meet tonight? How about the cafe near the station?
All right. I'll be there once I'm done with my shift at work. All I did was give her some water. What a polite person. But I was in for a surprise. For some reason, Maiko looked pissed, and there was a man around 50 sitting with her. So, you're the one who stole my daughter's wallet? Huh?
I looked at my bag after you helped me the other day and my wallet was gone. You took it, right? Give it back.
There's no way I'll do something like that. This must be some sort of mistake. You were really drunk that day, or so someone else must have taken your wallet.
That's impossible. I remember seeing my wallet in my bag before meeting you.
I'm telling you, I didn't take it. My daughter isn't the kind of person who would lie.
Yeah.
If you don't hand the wallet over to us, we'll have no choice but to call the police. This is nonsense. Excuse me. I realized that there was no use talking to these people, so I left some money for the coffee and left the cafe. I help her out of kindness, and this is how she repays me? I didn't want to have anything to do with them anymore, so I blocked Maiko. But a few days later, the two of them appeared at the place I work part-time at. We found you!
It's no use trying to run.
You gotta be kidding me! Apparently they use social media to find out where I work. One of my senpais mentioned me in one of his posts about the store, which is how they found out.
Give me back my wallet.
I already told you I didn't take it! You two are so troublesome!
You're the only one it could have been. I know you took it.
I'm gonna make you pay an alimony for hurting my daughter. Prepare yourself!
If you don't have any money right now, then we'll just make you deposit from money from your savings.
What? The owner saw us arguing and came over. I explained what happened to him and told him that they were mistaken, but… Mitsui, why don't you leave work early today and settle things out with these people? What? Things like this aren't good for the store. If you don't settle things cleanly, there's a possibility that I'm going to have to fire you. But… It was true, though, that these two didn't look like they were just gonna drop things peacefully. And so, I left the store to talk to them outside. I kept telling them that it wasn't me, but… We're gonna keep going until you confess!
Prepare yourself!
They said and went home. Seriously? Why is this happening? They kept coming to the store after that. Not only the owner, but the other employees also started giving me cold stares. And then one day, when it had been quite some time since the two of them started causing trouble at the store. Those two are at the entrance again, Mitsui. Sorry. Sorry, but if this continues, the store's reputation will go down. I'm gonna have to ask you to quit, Mitsui. What? No! So, you're going to pay for the drop in sales caused by the drop in our reputation? It's not like I'm gladly firing you, Mitsui, but I have no choice given the circumstances. I understand. Sorry for causing you trouble. I was shocked, and now I was even more angry at Maiko and her father. But surely they're not gonna find me again now that I don't work there anymore. I guess I'll have to find a new job. Maybe I should work in an office or in a call center so that they won't find me. But one day, Maiko and her father were waiting for me outside my college. You've gotta be kidding me! Why are they here? Oh, my name and face was on the club's social media page, right? That's how they must have found me. They're a security guard, so I doubt they'll be able to come in, but… Damn it! Why don't they just give up? I was heading to the back gate when a friend called me.
Hey, Kenichi, why do you look so pale?
Riona! You see, her name is Riona Seno. We've been friends since high school, and now we work in the same research group at college. I told her what was happening while walking through campus.
All you have to do is prove that you didn't do it, right? They'll have to shut up if you show them proof, right?
That's true, but how am I supposed to prove it?
I'm pretty sure there are security cameras in the station. There must be some footage.
But how am I supposed to get hands on them?
So you just gave up without doing anything? I'm pretty sure they'll show it to you if you ask, you know? One time someone vandalized my bicycle, and so I asked for some security footage to find out who it was. They willingly showed it to me.
Seriously?
Yep, why don't we just try and ask for some footage?
Okay. After that, we went around the shops near where I helped Maiko that day and asked for their security footage. Most of them refused, of course, but when we showed them our IDs and a written pledge… Got it! So there's some pretty scummy people out there, huh? Alright, I'll help you. Thank you! A kind-looking owner of the flower shop showed us his footage. We viewed the footage and saw… I knew it! The next day… I found you. We're gonna make you pay once and for all. You really don't give up, do you? I already told you I didn't take it.
I'm sick of your lies. Give me back my wallet.
I have proof that I didn't take it.
Huh? Proof?
Would you like to see? I showed them the security footage I got from the owner of the flower shop. Look, you're holding the bag tight here, see? How was I supposed to steal your wallet from inside your bag without you noticing?
What? Is this what happened?
What's the meaning of this, Michael?
No, this is... Oh, you stole it after this, right?
I thought you would say that, which is why I have another piece of evidence. This is security footage from another shop in the station. You're opening your bag here, right?
Wait, no, stop!
If you zoom in, you can see that your wallet is in your bag. Look! He's right. After this, me and Maiko headed our own ways. You understand now that I couldn't have been the thief, right? Maiko, what's the meaning of this?
Fine. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was lying when I said my wallet was stolen.
Huh?
He annoyed me, so I decided to cause trouble for him. I was after that handsome guy, but instead he came.
According to her confession, Maiko saw the handsome senpai I was with that day and pretended to be ill, wanting to be cared for by him.
I was pissed because an ugly person was the one who came to help me. That's why I pretended to have my wallet stolen so I could make you pay me an alimony.
At first, both me and her father were stunned, unable to understand her thought process, but I immediately regained control and... Because of your lies, I was fired from my job! What are you gonna do about this, huh?
That has nothing to do with me.
It's you and your dad's fault for causing a commotion at the place I work at almost every day. I'm not gonna let this go. I'm suing you two. I'm so sorry. We caused you so much trouble and it's my daughter's fault. I'm gonna make Maiko pay you an alimony, so please don't bring this to court.
Why do I have to pay him an alimony?
Because you messed up his life. Yeah, it's just what your father says. I'm gonna make sure you pay for what you did. After that, Maiko's father deposited the money I asked from them into my account from Maiko's savings.
Looks like the case is closed.
Thanks so much again, Riona.
Okay, if you're that thankful, then buy me the new drink at Squarebuck.
Sure, I'll buy you as much as you want. But this wasn't the end of the story. Maiko, who was pissed that she had to pay me alimony, was waiting for me outside of the campus.
That money was supposed to be for my graduation trip. I can't go now because my dad made me give it to you. And now my friends are ignoring me. What are you gonna do about this?
What are you talking about? You brought this upon yourself.
Stop messing with me!
Huh? Maiko jumped at me and started scratching at my face, and there was a bit of blood. This is a chance. Sorry, not only am I gonna ruin your graduation trip, but it looks like I'll be ruining your life as well. I immediately went to the doctor and received a certificate. Then I called Maiko's father, who had given me his contact information and told me about the situation. He immediately took Maiko with him to the meeting place I designated. This is a medical certificate. What you did was assault. So I also filed a complaint to the police. A complaint? That's gonna be a problem. We'll pay an alimony on top of your medical bill, so could you please just take down these complaints? How impolite. Don't you think Maiko should apologize to me first? Apologize to him, Maiko?
No, all of this is his fault.
I see. Well, I will be taking down the complaint then. What? Wait! There's no point in talking any further, so goodbye. Jesus, Maiko! We're cutting ties with you! Leave!
Why?
Maiko's father deposited money into my account again, thinking that it would make me take down the complaint, but since I received no apology from Maiko, I didn't.
What happened to this Maiko?
Apparently all the job offers she got were terminated.
Well, she was charged of assault after all.
I heard from her father that he sent her to some relatives who live in the province. He told me how he took her smartphone and is keeping an eye on her, meaning that she won't cause me any more trouble. It looks like her father at least regrets what he did. It's too late though.
Oh, apparently that father of hers is having a hard time as well. I found out through social media.
According to Riona, Maiko's father was an adopted son-in-law that was supposed to inherit the family business his wife's father ran. But apparently he got divorced by his wife, who told him that this is all your fault and because you got spoiled Maiko.
He was kicked out of the house and is apparently currently unemployed because he kept making posts on social media, asking people to hire him or let them live with him and stuff.
I know I'm a jerk for saying this, but serves him right.
The case is closed for sure this time.
Yep. Thanks so much again, Riona. Oh, and about the family restaurant I used to work part-time at. I told my former boss about what happened after that and said that this could be considered a case of wrongful dismissal. And then he told me that, I'll give you a month's salary as a dismissal allowance, which he did. So I decided not to pursue it any further. It was almost time for me to go job hunting as well, and I thought it might be a problem if I caused too much of a commotion. I found a job 1 month later. I also started working part-time at a call center Riona introduced me to. Oh, and by the way, me and Riona started going to cafes together from time to time after that. And recently she agreed to become my girlfriend. I had to go through a lot until now, but I guess I'm lucky because at the end of the day, I was able to get a reliable girlfriend, Riona. I plan on enjoying my life from here on out.